Look at this bus that goes by in my neighborhood. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What is this? This is on the side of a bus. This is on the side of a bus rolling through your street. Rolling on the side of your street. Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want? Look at this bull fucking shit. Look at this shit on the side of a bus. Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want? Is this how you want to be respected? Is this how you want to be respected in life? This is how you want to look? This is how you want to be portrayed? Stand up to this bullshit. I'm from Philly. I actually should support Meek Mill. This is fucking disgusting bullshit. Look at this lady. Look at this. This is on the side of a bus where little girls can pull up and see this shit. That's her fucking pussy. Let's not mistake what this pink dot is. This is disgusting. This is satanic bullshit. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of... Look at this shit that you're getting on. This is for everyone to see. Little girls are seeing this crap. It's fucking crap. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. I'm so sick of them just rubbing Satanism right in your face. Oh, it's for art. This is art. Is this art? Black and white checkerboard. What is that? It's a Masonic flooring. Duh. Look at this garbage. Money. Money, 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 money. Garbage. Garbage. Wake up. Wake up. It's all related. The vaccine. This crap. It's all related. They're all the same spider controlling you. Stop complying. Take your freaking mask off. Read about germ theory. It's ridiculous already. Clean the freaking water. Stop dumping shit in the air. Get organic food. Grow your own food. Insane. You see that? You see what they're doing to the black women on the outside of that bus? You see what they're doing to your sisters over there? Disgusting. So tired of this shit.
I guess I gotta unmute my mic, right? All right, guys. So that was a white man going off about the Meek Mill album cover being displayed on the side of a bus in Philadelphia. And I didn't feel as if the white man was blaming black women. I want to just put that out there. I didn't feel as if he was pointing a finger at black women like, black women, you are to blame. Basically, what he was saying is, black women, we're going to need you to stand up for yourselves, because even I, a white man, and people on the outside looking in can see that this is toxic. And when I saw the album cover, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I know that there's a difference between art and pornography. But when I look at that art piece, this basically has summed up everything that black women have been saying about black men tarnishing the image of black women in the media for decades. This is what black women have been complaining about. Now, you notice that in this piece of artwork, he didn't just get some regular run-of-the-mill women and put in this artwork. And this artwork was done by another black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, by the way. This artwork that we're looking at right here on my StreamYard, this is depicting dark-skinned black women. Okay, there's no mistaking what this is depicting. You got the woman bent over right here, and there's a pink dot indicating where her vagina would be. There's a black woman over here coming out of a checkerboard or a chessboard, and she has 2 black dots indicating where her nipples would be, and she is holding on to a stripper pole behind her back. Then you have another black woman, and she has her butt turned, and you can see the outline of a breast. So, this is what they're putting on the side of the bus. Not light-skinned women, not white women, not non-black women. And then just notice the coloring of the lips and the blush on the cheekbones. This looks very Sambo-ish. It kind of reminds me of those old cartoons back in the 50s and 60s that they used to depict what black people look like. It looks very, I don't know. It looks like something that white people would have done back in the day to make fun of black people. But now we have black people doing this to ourselves. Right, Joe. This is disrespect of our sisters in the highest way. So I didn't get offended at all when the white man was going off about what he's seeing on a bus in his city. He's absolutely right. Little girls can walk past and see this. This is disgusting. And so I was online. I was looking for the petition or something that I could, sign, or something that I could, get involved in to have this album cover removed. And what really is disturbing is the fact that Meek Mill, this is his album cover. People don't really buy albums anymore. So a lot of people would not have seen this album cover. So Meek Mills took his money and he put it into advertisement with the Philadelphia bus system. He paid for this. Him or whoever his publishers are, somebody paid for this in his camp. They wanted this to be seen. Why would they want to show something like this to the entire world? Out of all his other album covers, why this? And, it goes back to what I've been saying for years. We like dysfunction. Everything about this album cover speaks of dysfunction in our community. It speaks of how we do not value our people, ourselves, our women. There's no value, especially no value on the women that look the most Afrocentric. There's no value. Now, there's a picture floating around of the lady. I won't put her picture up here because I don't want to give her any type of notoriety whatsoever. But a black woman just as dark as the women that she depicted in these pictures is the artist. Okay? She is the person that created this artwork, another Black woman. And the sad part is that there will be Black women who support the fuckery in our community, the toxicity. There will be other Black women who have no problem with their own image being torn down and have no problem tearing down their image themselves. And so when that white man was standing out there and he's calling Black women to action, he's absolutely right. Because this is us. This is our image being put out here like this. If this had been white women, in this picture, do you think that this would have made it onto the side of a bus? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me go ahead and welcome everybody into the stream. Good morning, Angel Ray. Good morning, Joe W. Sheila E, The Quiet Storm. And Sheila E has a really good channel right now. It's really popping. She's been getting the beefs popping off there. I stuck my head in a couple of times. And yeah, you know, it was a party going on the other night. I stuck my head in. I didn't say anything. But yeah, girl, you was over there grooving. I really saw you guys up in there getting down. But I do want to say this. We do need to be held accountable and called to action, because silence is compliance. We can't sit here and be silent about something like this. Now, too long we sit up here and we complain about our images being torn down. We complain that, you know, we don't get the right type of Black female promotion in the media. We complain. But when something like this comes out, Black women are silent. Nobody's saying anything. There's no protest over this at all. White women, if this had been their image being put out like this, they would be out in the streets protesting. They would put a ban on album covers having this type of imagery on it. But we're silent. It's a shame when people of other races are beginning to speak out more than we are. They're having more indignation than we ourselves have for our own image. Now, I want to go into something else, because I don't want to just continue to harp on the whole Meek Mill situation, but I want to see if I can find it real quick. I'm looking for something in particular. Hold on, guys. Let me exit out. I got my screen blowed up here. I have to remember how to use my own laptop, guys. So I do apologize for the lack of sound earlier. Oh, and here comes Doug with the $5 super chat. He says, is this exploitation or a reflection? That might be a good observation. He says, when I look at Instagram, I see millions of images like this portrayed by women themselves. Exactly, Doug. And that's the problem, women perpetuating this type of imagery against ourselves. Like I said, this was a Black woman that created this art piece. So you're absolutely right. Is it exploitation or is it reflection? Because we damn sure, Black women damn sure being silent about it. I looked online, there's no petition. There's no petition. Nobody's in an uproar. Nobody's marching. Nobody's going down to what do you call that? Where they go down to the record companies, or you know, they want to stop explicit lyrics or explicit images. Nobody is making any noise about this. Nobody. But there was another situation that I did want to touch upon. And this happened actually in my neck of the woods where I live. Okay. There was a black man in his late 30s that lived right in my apartment complex. I don't know if you guys watch BMT's videos, but back when I was over there doing collaborations with BMT, I was in the middle of a collaboration with BMT, and I was standing outside my apartment complex, and this guy walked up, and he had a baby in his arms. And this guy lived in my complex, and he was always walking around with this brand spanking new newborn baby out in 100-degree weather, just wrapped up in a blanket. And he would be walking all through the complex with this baby. And I would see him all the time. This guy interrupted me on a BMT live stream. And I want to say this was about 2 weeks ago. My apartment complex was lit up with police. I could not get to my apartment. The police had actually set up one of those stations, and they had a spotlight on one of the buildings behind mine. Nobody could get in, nobody could get out. Come to find out, this same guy, the same guy that interrupted me on BMT's live stream, he always interjects himself in people's conversations. He's been very rude. He's been a problem in this complex for a number of years. He would be harassing little children and all of this and that and the other. But I knew that guy was off. I always knew he was off. So I tread very lightly around him. You know, he always gave me the creepy vibes. So all of that, police and FBI and everybody outside my complex, because this Negro, his girlfriend, who was only about, I want to say 30, she was like 28, anywhere between 28 and 30. I know her too, young lady. I would talk to her from time to time. But they were married and they had a lot of kids. I think they had maybe 5 or 6 kids. I think that baby was maybe their 5th or their 6th child. I don't know the exact number of children they had, but I knew they had a lot of kids. Because I remember one time one of the little boys was at the pool, and he was like only 3 and he was unsupervised. And I remember he fell into the pool and I had to jump in with all my clothes and pull him out. But yeah, they were letting the kids roam around, and it was crazy. It was crazy. But every time I saw his girlfriend, one thing that I always noticed about her is that she always looked tired. She always looked worn down. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seems as if when women are in relationships long term, when they're married, and there has been studies on this, it seems as if women, our life force seems to be drained from us when we're married. It actually seems as if men take years off our lives. That young woman was younger than me, but she looked older. She looked like she was like in her late 40s or early 50s. I was very shocked when she told me. I think she said she was, at the time, this was about a year ago, I think she said she was 29. So she had to be 30 when this happened. But I remember one day I was at the pool and I wasn't seeing too much of the gentleman anymore. I didn't see him anymore. This is okay. I got the picture of him right here. Got it. So I'm going to show you a picture of this guy. Let me go to my StreamYard and share. Stefan Moultrie, thank you so much for the super chat. He said this is some Sarah Bartman type stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but we're gonna get deep into it. We're gonna get deep into it. But what I want to do now is I want to share my screen and show you a picture of this guy. Now, I won't say the name of my complex because, of course, that means that you guys will know where I live. But I'm not even going to play the video because this was on the news. My apartment complex was on the news. My apartment complex, about 3 years ago, it was peaceful. There was no crime. You know, a bunch of, old white people, the Asian lady, lives up from me now. I used to have Latino people living up from me. So it's very peaceful until they start letting more of us move in here. So my neighbor across the hall just got evicted for domestic violence. Black man, by the way. And when he moved in 2 years ago, the whole neighborhood seemed to go down because when he came, he got to hanging out with this guy. He got to hanging out with the guy that I'm telling you about right now. And I'm going to show you. In a minute. Let's see here. There we go. This is him. He looks crazy and deranged, okay? He looks crazy and deranged. But he would be walking through the complex holding a baby, a newborn. Let me see if there's any.
A baby and her mother were killed in West Phoenix last night. Phoenix police say the baby's father kicked the door into their apartment and opened fire. Kim Powell is on the story. She is live near 83rd Avenue and Thomas with more on this story. Kim.
Yeah, neighbors said they heard yelling followed by gunshots. And according to court documents, police found the mother holding her baby in the closet. Both of them had gunshot wounds, but that's where they went to try to hide from the suspect.
Memorial items are being laid outside of an apartment, still in disarray after a violent night. The door frame is splintered and blood still smeared above the lock. Phoenix police say 34-year-old Lewis Mountain came over to his wife's apartment to talk about their relationship. Neighbors said they've been split up for a few months.
I used to talk with him. He was a really nice person. He was a people person that normally was talking with everyone around.
Police say after their conversation, 32-year-old Lene Mountain and her baby, 11-month-old Ava, went back into their apartment. Shortly after, they heard a gunshot outside, and then police say Lewis kicked in the door. His mother and sister ran out of the apartment, and Lene took Ava to hide in the bedroom closet. Police say he kicked that door down too, and then shot them. The neighbor who lives upstairs says his wife called 911.
He just told me that man is outside right now, hitting the doors and telling that he's going to kill everybody in the apartment.
Lene and Ava were both taken to the hospital, but died.
Shouldn't have happened. They have, they deserve a chance to live. They deserve a chance at life, and it just sucks because of somebody who can't control their emotions, or they don't know how to act. It just sucks.
If you think about it, he looks like definitely a good father. He was kind of responsible, but at this part, it's hard to tell that he can go so far to kill his wife and daughter.
Police found Lewis in the parking lot saying that spirits made him do it. He told them only his wife was supposed to die, not his daughter.
And Lewis said he tried to kill himself too, but he ran out of bullets, according to police. Now he is being charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder as well as burglary. Reporting live in West Phoenix, I'm Kim Powell for Arizona's Family.
Okay. So that was the video, guys, and that happened in my apartment complex. I knew both of them. When this happened, I was actually out on a date with my boyfriend, with my guy friend. And when we came back that evening, the whole complex was lit up. And I knew this guy and I knew his wife. And I held that baby in my arms a few times. And, I cried when I heard of it. His sister was standing outside and she was just, asking herself, why would her brother do something like that? But see, I'm a black woman that grew up around black men, and I know dysfunctional black men. Now, you see the people that were out there talking, these were white people, these were white Hispanic people. Okay, they don't know anything about hood Negroes. They don't. You would be surprised the little that white folks know about hood Negroes. But I knew that there was something wrong with that guy. I did. And like I said, whenever I saw his wife, she always looked tired and worn down. And every time I saw him, he was never on his way to work. He was never on his way for a purpose. That was the reason why I was really shocked at the stuff that the neighbors were saying about this guy. I was really shocked because he never worked. He didn't have a job. I don't know how they were sustaining themselves. I suspect he was out here selling drugs or something because he never went anywhere. He never went nowhere. And I didn't see her going nowhere either. But he kept her pregnant. He kept her popping out baby after baby after baby. And he reminded me of your typical Negro. He reminded me of your typical Negro that always want to see his woman, subjugated. He kept her in that subjugated state, popping babies in her year after year. Every time I saw that girl, she was pregnant. And I used to joke with her about it. Every time I saw her, she was pregnant. So, it's a shame, but there was this guy, like I said, that lived across the hall from me. He came about 2 years ago. His name was Mitch. When Mitch came, him and this guy, they clinked up together, right? 2 ghetto Negroes, and they both from Chicago. And see, I'm from Chicago too. I know what type of Negroes those was. I know what type of Negroes they were. And as soon as they got together, all the gangs start coming into this quiet community. I'm talking about our parking lot. When I used to park in my space, Mitch was the guy that I got into it with. Me and Mitch was getting ready to come to blows over my parking space. That's the guy. I don't know if you guys remember a while back when I told y'all that I got into it with some Negro about my parking space. It was Mitch black ass, okay? He came into the complex with all his loud gangster music thumping, with all his homeboys hanging out in the parking lot, just bringing down the value of the neighborhood. As soon as Mitch came, everything went down. And so, like I said, the other guy, him and his wife had been living here. Mitch was an instigator, okay? He's an instigator. I recall being out on my balcony and Mitch was sitting up there pumping that dude head up, talking about how he saw his wife with this guy and that guy. And he knew that guy had a problem. I knew that guy had a problem. So that guy, just off of Mitch's words, that guy would go and get into fights and altercations with his wife. He got into fights and altercations with his wife just off of Mitch charging him up. And I used to go to Mitch and tell him, he got a mental problem. Why would you charge him up like that and send him home to his wife? You're ignorant. I used to tell him all the time, you're ignorant. And see, this is what I'm talking about with black men in the black community. Some of y'all are jealous of each other's relationships that you have. Now, Mitch was a hoe. Mitch was a straight up hoe. Mitch always got women in and out his apartment. Mitch didn't have no steady woman. So when he saw dude over there with his wife and his family happy, what he do? He throw a monkey wrench in, pumping this guy's head up about his woman. And he was not smart enough to know what Mitch was doing. I used to tell him all the time, don't let this nigga fuck up your home. You know you got a good wife. That woman don't go nowhere. You don't go nowhere. If you're always there and she's always there, how the hell does she got time to be fucking around with anybody? But the domestic abuse continued. It continued and continued, and it got worse because niggas like Mitch was over there pumping his head up. And so I hold Mitch accountable too for that woman getting killed and that baby getting shot, because it was niggas like him causing contention. I'm just going to tell you, black men are not supportive of other black men's relationships with their wives. They're not supportive of other black men being fathers, and good husbands. They're not supportive of that shit at all. I submit to you right now, Mitch was jealous. That's the reason why he kept pumping dude's head up like that. And like I say, I know hood niggas, and they don't have no respect for black women whatsoever. And I've had that happen to me with my guy. There will be a guy come flirt with me. Now, mind you, you ain't got no control over somebody flirting with you. The only thing that you can do is tell that person, oh, you know, I'm no thank you, I have a man or whatever, and keep it moving. But sometimes these stupid Negroes will let another man pump them up. They will get mad because other men find you attractive, and then they'll try to make it your problem. And I had to tell my guy, I cannot exist with you if you don't get your head on right, because there's going to be a whole lot of niggas out here jealous of you because you got me. And I'm a good woman. I know I'm a hell of a woman. So if these guys see you with me, they're going to wonder how you got here and they didn't. And they're going to be hankering to start some trouble. And like I say, every time my guy would come through, these niggas would come running out of the woodwork, seeing us together, and they would be speaking and all of a sudden super chatty. Super chatty. Want to be in my face. Want to all of a sudden give little slick comments while my guy is listening. And so he's standing there getting heated. Now, mind you, I'm not inviting any of this, and I'm not, giving them no play. But my man is letting that shit take hold in his man. And I'm telling you, this is how a lot of these Negroes go crazy. This is how a lot of these Negroes go crazy. Because other black men in the community fucking with them, fucking with their head. The same way that you all tell us, don't listen to our friends, you Negroes got to stop listening to y'all friends. You Negroes got to stop listening to these unmarried, commitment phobia Negroes that y'all be around. What's up, LAR? He said we out here hankering, but are you happy? Yes, baby, I'm happy. But let me tell you something. Some of y'all will see a black man happy with his woman, and y'all will put thoughts in his head about the woman that he's with, and it is unwarranted. Like I said, my next door neighbor, Mitch, he put unwarranted thoughts in that man's head, causing him to rain down hell on his wife, because Mitch sitting up here lying to this man, telling him his wife is out here fucking around with these niggas out here. How the hell Mitch know? Is Mitch trying to get at your wife? Is Mitch jealous of you and your wife relationship? How the hell do fucking Mitch know what the fuck is going on in your house? But some niggas are not smart enough to pick up on when their so-called friends when their so-called friends are setting them up. Because they, just like there are some black women, I'm not denying, just like there are some black women that don't want to see other black women happy, there are some black men that are just as miserable and don't want to see other black men happy. And so, and you saw the video that I played, you saw where this man broke down every door in his house until he found his wife, and he killed her. And then, see, the news was being politically correct. I'm going to tell you what the nigga really said. He said the devil made him do it. That's what he said up there and told the police. The devil made him do it. Y'all, black men, y'all got to start taking advice from other black men that value marriage and family. Y'all got to start taking advice from other black men that are on the same purpose that you are. Like I said, I used to see him walking through this apartment complex all the time with his children, holding that baby. Like he really, because his wife was like a high yellow. I don't know what she was. You ever seen one of those people that look black, but they could be something else? So yeah, you know, his wife was blackish, I guess. You know, she was mixed. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't mixed. Maybe she was just really high yellow. But he was really proud of her and all them high yellow kids that they were making, black as he was. So I know she had to be some kind of other, because them kids was coming out pretty yellow. What's up, Mahogany Roots and MJ? She said, one of my husband's friends accused me of flirting with him. Girl, because I made dinner and offered him a plate. That's what I'm talking about. And I bet you he saw what a good woman his friend had, and he was jealous. He was jealous that his friend had you. And so he had to cause contention in you all's relationship. I'm telling you, don't nobody talk about the aspect of niggas sabotaging each other's relationships because they're jealous. Because they're jealous. Mahogany said he had to go. I know. You know, a lot of these people, these single people, your friends, you got to watch them. Because they'll smile in your face and they'll talk about how happy they are for you and your relationship. And if they are the friend of your significant other, you have to really watch what type of information they're giving them. Because they'll be smiling in your face and then telling them that you a hoe. And they don't know you from a can of paint. They just running off at the mouth. Running off at the mouth. I was dating a guy one time, and his friend got him to break up with me because he said that, oh, yeah, I remember this was a long time ago. I was like in my 20s. He told this guy that I had slept with his brother. And I didn't even know who his brother was. Never laid eyes on the guy. And the guy that I was with broke up with me. So I was like, okay, you want to break up with me based off of some he say, she say? Go right ahead. So then when he found out the shit wasn't true, he tried to slither his way back. I'm like, no. You took your friend's word, so you go on about your little business. You go on about your little business. Exactly, culture. Misery loves company. And that's what that whole Meek Mills, that's what that whole Meek Mills album cover made me think about. It made me think about how black men hate on black women all the time. And it's not just with their promotion of us in the media, but it's with how they treat us in real life. You can't even be happy in your relationship, and here comes some niggas tarnishing your name. And notice how they always do it. They always come and try to make you out to be a hoe and a slut. Mitch told that man that baby probably wasn't his. And so when he came to her and he made that allegation towards her, I remember when they broke up, because she came and told me, because I wasn't seeing dude around the complex that much. And she told me she had to put him out because he was becoming too belligerent and too violent, and accusing her of the baby not being his. And that was Mitch. That was nothing but Mitch ass in his ear. That was nothing but his ass. Because that guy and that girl, before Mitch moved over here, they was doing good. But notice when dude came, all of a sudden, he all up in his head talking about what a hoe his wife is. How you know what a hoe that woman is? And I submit to you today, because that woman was kind of ambiguous looking black woman, you know, racially ambiguous. I don't know if she was black or not. I'm not going to say what she was. But I think Mitch had his eye on her, and she did not give him any play. I promise you that's what it was. And so every chance he got, he was talking down on that woman to her man. Y'all got to watch out for that shit. And I'm not giving y'all no shit that I'm pulling out my ass. This is a real life situation where a woman lost her life, a black woman. This is a real life situation where a woman lost her life. How is it that we got so many black men running around here so anxious to tarnish the reputation of black women for their own gain? In Mitch's situation, he was angry because this woman would not give him any play. And I saw how he was looking at her, and I saw how he would, you know, say little things out of the way, but he wasn't telling her man, that big black man that y'all saw on the screen, because Mitch is kind of short. He's short and dark skinned. Live right across the hall from me. He's evicted now because of his domestic violence on his girlfriend. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys about that. Yeah, so about a month before this guy killed his girlfriend, Mitch was beating the hell out of his woman in front of my door. And I called the police on him. And they put his ass in jail. He got out of jail about a week later. But because of all the complaints, because I went to the office and complained about Mitch. Yes, I did. I complained about Mitch trying to debo my parking space. I complained to the office that, hey, I'm already on probation. Yeah, I'm on probation, y'all. I'm on probation. This nigga ain't gonna get me to violate my probation because I got to whoop his ass. So I complained on him. I learned how to, you know, utilize the proper, you know, avenues of conflict resolution through anger management and going to domestic violence classes. But anyway, yeah, so I learned how to, you know, do things the proper way now. You know, fighting is not always the answer. So, you know, my complaints and other neighbors' complaints, and then the situation where he got arrested, they finally evicted his ass. Goody, goody. So now as a result, it's quiet in this neighborhood. Now that Mitch and dude is gone, because yeah, he gone, y'all. he's gonna get either the electric chair or some heavy time. He's never getting out of jail. Them two fools and their hatred of Black women, their disrespect of Black women. One of them got put out of his own apartment because he could not respect Black women. The woman that Mitch was beating on was a Black woman. And the other one, because of his hatred for his own wife, who was a Black woman, he killed her and now he's in jail. And I feel really bad about the baby Ava. I feel really bad about that baby. Because that baby was innocent. That baby did not know what a fool she had for a father. And unfortunately, an innocent child had to die. Now, you know, we always tell Black women to choose better. Well, his wife was endeavoring to do that when she put his ass out. She was endeavoring to protect her children by putting him out. And that nigga came back. And he claimed he want to patch things up and talk about their estranged marriage. Stefan Moultrie said, don't whoop him, Faith. No, I'm on probation. I got 3 years probation, y'all. So I can't fuck around. I can't fuck around anymore. So I ain't going back to jail for nobody. He said that he went back to talk about their estranged marriage and he wanted back in. And I saw her. And like I said, every time I saw his wife, she looked tired and wore down. That woman was tired. And when she told him no, that she was going to continue, she told him she was going to continue with the divorce. He lost his shit. Now, mind you, I told you, he didn't have a job. He didn't seem to work. I submit to you all today because I know these people. This complex does take Section 8. I believe that he was living with her on Section 8 and welfare. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, especially if you need it. So I'm not putting them down for that. But I'm just saying, in the years that I've seen him here, he never seemed to have a purpose. And when she put him out, I believe that he was just out there twisting in the wind. That's what I believe. Monique, it did. I'm no longer driving trucks. But, you know, I've done something else. I've created a business for myself where I can still make just as much money. So, you know, there is a lot that you have to lose when you start racking up records, jail records. There's a lot that you have to lose. Now, I can go back into my profession within a year, and after probation and everything is settled, I can go back. But I just need you guys to understand that shit rolls downhill. V-Dub, that's what I'm working towards. I'm working towards going private. And right now, well, I'm doing that on a very small level as an owner-operator, doing the package delivery service. So I just got my own vehicle or 2 vehicles to do package delivery. And I want to work my way up to getting a truck so that I can do delivery on a larger scale. Good morning, Q Savage. V-Dub says create a GoFundMe or something. I thought about doing that. I did. I thought about perhaps doing a GoFundMe. But as I was saying, I'm getting sidetracked off of my original message. Shit rolls downhill. See, if homeboy was not listening to our neighbor, Mitch, he would still be in his home with his wife, happily married with his children, doing his thing. But because you got jealous Negroes, and I told you this is what the crab in the barrel mentality looks like. It only takes one jealous Negro to fuck everybody over and pull everybody down. This Meek Mill album cover, I don't see this as Meek Mill supporting a black female artist. I see him using her to do the same thing that he has been doing, and that is subjugating black women. And Mahogany Roots was right when she posted earlier. It was a black woman that created the art, and Meek Mill is the only black man that we can hold accountable. But Meek Mill represents a collective mentality of black men that don't give a damn about the image of their own people. So this isn't just a one black man problem. And that's the reason why I brought up the example of my neighbor. And like I said, this happened on October 4th. This happened on October 4th with my neighbor that shot his wife and daughter. Shit rolls downhill. The disrespect, the hatred, the disdain, it rolls downhill. It goes from somebody depicting you in a terrible image, calling you bitches and hoes, the name calling, that would be a representation of Meek Mill. Then it escalates into physical violence, and that's my next door neighbor who just got evicted and arrested for beating up on his black girlfriend. And then it goes even to the worst of black men killing black women. And that is my neighbor that shot his black wife and his daughter. He kicked down every door in that house until he found them. He cannot say that this was not premeditated. Why would you even go over there with a gun if you did not intend to kill, if you did not get the answer you wanted? It was premeditated. He didn't stop until he found them. And it's a lie. He says that the baby wasn't supposed to die, just his wife. If it was that you only wanted your wife to die, then you would have made sure that your baby was out of harm's way, right? But he went in that room, and when he bust down that closet door, he started shooting indiscriminately until he killed both of them. He didn't care about the life of his child. It's a lie. That's the reason why I say shit rolls downhill. It starts with the verbal disrespect. That's the cat calling on the street, calling black women bitches and hoes, depicting us as such. And then it turns into physical, and then eventually death. And so that's right, Can't Hide. Strap up, ladies. Strap up. Now, if she had had a gun, she probably would have been able to defend herself and her child. I often think about that too, Can't Hide. What if that young woman had had her own firearm? She probably would have been able to defend herself and her child. But I would tell you, this is not the first time I've seen death. This is not the first time, unfortunately, I've seen Black men muddling up the community. Like I said, the apartment, this is a gated community that I live in. This community was relatively quiet and safe before those two Negroes moved in. And I hate to say it, but why is it that everywhere that you Negroes go, you make it bad? You make it worse. You make it ghetto. The environment becomes so toxic. I left my fiance because we were incompatible and fighting all the time. I told you guys about how when we moved out here, we were in a nice neighborhood and he wanted to play his boom, 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 bumpity bump music loud for the whole neighborhood to hear. Want to bring that ghetto Chicago mentality to an area that's quiet, where you have people raising families. I had to leave his ass. And same thing with Mitch across the hall. He comes over here with his loud bumpity bump music and all his homeboys hanging out in the parking lot. You can't even get in your parking space. And then he comes over here with his hateration. He sees another Black man trying to do his thing with his family, even though I thought he was weird to begin with. But he didn't need somebody like Mitch in his ear. Before Mitch was here, you know, this Black man was hanging out with our Latino neighbors and our white neighbors. And those men were more family oriented and they kept him centered. But enter Mitch, and now dude is over there beating his wife. That's what it started. It started with the beatings. And I saw the whole evolution of this whole thing. It started with the beatings. And then it escalated to him doing that. And I tell you, it was a direct influence from another brother. Why everywhere we go, we don't promote peace. We don't promote any type of law. We don't promote any type of order in our environment. It's always got to be toxicity. And it's always got to be about controlling and subjugating the women. I hate to say it, but before them Negroes came over here, it was nice. So it's like I've been telling you guys over and over again. Now, when the men of this neighborhood, the white men, the Latino men, when they heard of what dude did, I saw so many of them out of their houses with their guns running over there because apparently the mother and the daughter ran out of the house because he was in there killing everybody. And the reason he didn't kill the other children is because the other children was at his mother's house. That's the only reason why those other children got spared. But he announced that he was going to kill everybody. And he talked about shooting people around the apartment complex. Glad I wasn't home. glad I wasn't home, but I did see the men of the community, and these were not black men, these were non-black men. When that mother and that daughter came running out of the house yelling for help, the men in the community, and you know, they got ammoed up and they went running over there because they wanted to protect the environment. They wanted to protect the environment. And that is what men do. They protect the environment. Men are the ones that make sure that the environment is safe. Men are. Now I got a black mixed guy. There's a lot of mixed people running around Arizona, y'all. I don't know if they black or white, but this guy, he's just really high yellow, but his hair is kinky like ours. And that's the only indicator that I can tell that he's black. But he's got the bluish gray eyes and the really, really light skin, but that hair is niggerish. Okay, is black hair. And I was talking to him because he was also coming about his body. Like I said, wherever we go, there we are. He's with a white girl. They got mixed babies. And I told him, I said, there is a reason why they put all the black people, because I live in this apartment complex, but all the white people is in the front of the complex. And I noticed that they put all the minority black people or the black people that are mixed or in interracial relationships, they put them back here. Hence why I'm across the hall from that idiot. Glad he's gone. And there are some mixed black men and mixed black women that don't know that they're considered that. I had a conversation with my upstairs neighbor's white girlfriend. I don't know if that's his girlfriend or his wife or whatever. And she was telling me that when she signed up for this complex, she was supposed to have a downstairs apartment because they got kids. They live over me. Them kids be trampling like wild horses over my head all the time. Get on my damn nerve. I have to go up there and knock on their door all the time. You know, keep down the ruckus. The hell is y'all doing? But anyway, so she tells me when she first signed up for this apartment complex, she said that when the woman thought that she was just another white woman coming in, she had a downstairs apartment for her towards the middle of the complex where all the good white folks are, the quiet area of the complex. This is a huge gated community. But then when she saw her man, when her man came in to sign the lease, and they saw that niggerish hair he got, they knew he wasn't white. And so they put them back here where I am, where all the other black folks are and all the people in mixed relationships. This complex is very, very, very racist. But that's how it is out here in Arizona. It's more them out here than us. And that's how they do us out here. They put us in the back. They had us. And so I thought it was interesting because when I had the conversation with her man about the violence going on in our community and how I told him, I said, the first thing they look at it as being us. They blame the minorities first. And unfortunately, we are the ones causing majority of the dissension. And her man looked at me and said, oh, I'm not black, I'm white. And my kids are white. And I looked at him and I looked at that niggish hair he got on his head. I said, okay, brother, you ain't black, you white, and your kids are white. Even though your kids got that mixed texture niggish hair that you got. And his white woman looked like she wanted to go through the floor. Now, it's so interesting that his woman understood that they were being marginalized, but he didn't. His woman understood, but he didn't. He didn't even seem to be open to the conversation. And I submit to you right now, as I said earlier, shit rolls downhill, right? This is the reason why a lot of interracial marriages between black men and white women don't last longer than 10 years. And it's not that a lot of these white women don't know the situation that they're in being with a black man, but they have to deal with the fact that their man may want to be in denial about their own blackness with them. And they begin to slowly realize that they're being used as a shield so that these Negroes can pretend that they're not like other Negroes. And so these women are alone a lot of times and not able to voice the different subjugations that they have to deal with just being in a relationship with someone who isn't white like them. Because she could have white privilege. And she got and she's aware that her white privilege was stripped away when she got with him. She's aware. And she told me basically when she and I had that conversation, in so many words, what she is saying is, when I moved in here, I could have been on the nicer side of this complex. But because my white privilege is revoked, because I'm with a black man, no matter how light he is or how gray his eyes is, they still view him as a black man. Because they see me with him, I'm on this side of the complex. That's basically what she's saying without really saying it. And she can't talk to this delusional ass Negro that won't even acknowledge his blackness. This is the reason why you all's relationships with these women don't last, because you all are delusional and you're running away from a fight. Your relationships with no women, whether she's non-black or black, will ever work until you stand up for yourselves in your communities. Stop running away from the fight, because I guarantee you there is nowhere for you to run and there is nowhere for you to hide from your blackness. You will be marginalized anyway. Water Sniper asks, Faith, do you hate black men? Do you hear hatred in this message? Do you think that there's really hatred in this message? See, if you could listen to this whole stream, and I need you guys to go back and watch, I'm not showing you hatred. I'm showing you you. I'm showing you you. I'm showing you in real time how I moved into an area that was quiet and peaceful, and how when two Black men entered into this neighborhood, one in particular more crusty and dusty than the other, they ended up putting this entire complex on the news, blowed up the spot, bringing gangs into the community, children running around with guns. Saw some the other day at the pool and had to call the police. And this is the environment that you bring into peaceful and quiet communities. My upstairs neighbor, who is a mixed Black man, does not notice that he's being marginalized because of his Blackness. This is not hate. I'm trying to show you you. And there needs to be more of you that speaks out against the stupidity, because it's the stupidity that's killing us. If Mitch had not been in that man's ear telling him that that man's woman was a hoe and she's going around sleeping with this one and that one, I don't believe that that man would have ever went and killed his wife. I don't believe that he would have ever went and been beating her ass like he was beating her ass before Mitch came. And before Mitch came, there was no bumpity bump music and game bangers outside the parking lot. And I know that he's over here in this community enlisting these young Black boys to be gang bangers. Now we got more of them running around with guns. And he is the kingpin. And I'm so glad he's gone. I'm glad he's gone. And it needs to be more Black people get off of that snitches get stitches mentality. And you start calling the police and filing complaints against these Negroes and get them out of your community. This is not hate. Right, Doja Cat. Black men need to build instead of tearing down the Black community. So for all of you that hear hate, perhaps maybe there's a part of you that you see in yourself in somebody like the guy that killed his wife and his daughter. Maybe you see yourselves in these men. And so that is the reason why you view it as hate speech. Because I can't see anybody that will sit up here and want to demonize me for speaking out on the bullshit, rather than demonize the people that are perpetrating the nonsense. Go back to the beginning of this video where I'm playing this white man and he's going off about Meek Mill's album cover. Go back to where I'm actually playing the news broadcast of what this Black man did to his wife and his child. And then get back at me about hate speech. You're mad at me for pointing it out, but you're not mad at the actions of these individuals. Ronald Clump says, no, you're lumping us all together. Ronald Crump, are Black men collectively bettering their communities? Because, see, you can't escape the collective. Just like I can't escape when Black women are embarrassing and tarnishing the name of other Black women. I can't escape. Even though I know I'm not like that, I have to look at the collective. And if this is something that the collective is doing, I got to be responsible and stand up and say, okay, this is bullshit. And yeah, I'm calling old girl out, the artist that made that picture or that album cover from Meek Mill. Because there is a trash collective of Black women too. But if you want to get to the source, if you really want to get to the source of why our communities are unstable, look no further than Black men. I keep saying it over and over again. Black men are the ones that provide the stability and structure. Men are the ones that build. Men are the ones that ensure that there is law and order. Men are the ones that will ensure that the environment is peaceful and safe for women and children. And if you're not doing that collectively, then yeah, you're going to get lumped in. Even the good ones. Because Mitch was a bad apple. Okay, my neighbor Mitch, he was a bad apple. And he spoiled the whole bunch. Just his influence alone brought in gangs in this community. And he put guns in the hands of 10 and 12-year-olds. One Black man, one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. So don't get mad at me if I show you you. But at any rate, I'm going to have to go because I got to get on my grind today. I just wanted to stick my head in. You know, I don't really like to come on here unless I got something to say. And today, this morning, I just had something to say. It was just on my heart to share with you guys today. I did, and you guys can take it how you want to take it. With that, I want to say peace. I'm out.